Welcome to Peaceful Streaming. So, I am back in Huckster's house, and I am going to work on the bathroom, possibly the bedroom, but I don't know. I haven't had really good luck with keeping things to uh, a very brief schedule. Um, so I was laying these out and trying to figure out which one. And this one is really boring. I did a bathroom with it recently, and it's fine, but it's boring. Then there's this one, which definitely isn't boring, but I think would, I don't know. I just can't see it in a bathroom this size. Um, let's see. So I looked over, what was available as a tile, and of course, part of the problem is I've used a lot of these before, and it does get a little tedious to use the same ones. Um, but I think what I'm gonna do is go with the blue. Um, I just like it. It may be overwhelming. If it is overwhelming, then I don't know. I'll figure it out from there. But so I think we're gonna go with the blue. Oh, wrong. This is the wall tiles. So I'll put a couple of those out. Uh, eh. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of blue, but I just really kind of like this. For a bathroom. I mean, I can't see doing this for a kitchen or anything, but I'm kind of traditional when it comes to the colors and everything. Okay. So let's turn that on. I don't think I'll stay with those because they're purple. Although, wait a minute. No, that's just blue. It doesn't have any purple in it. Okay. I thought all of a sudden, wait a minute. Sometimes, oh, no wonder I have so much light. Okay, so this is a little much in here. Oh, I guess I should just sell one of them. Yeah, so one of my favorite things, figuring out what light to use. It's just hard to get ones that you just think are perfect. Something just hit me. There is another bathroom, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. This one. I was like, there can't only be one bathroom for this house. That one makes sense. Trying to decide if I want to put a tub in here or not. I mean, there isn't a lot of room, but do I want to put a tub instead of a shower? I don't know. I think if there were 3 bathrooms, I would make one of them. I would put a tub in one of them if that's all it could fit, but I don't know. I'm American. We take showers. I mean, I'm from the US, just saying American. We take showers. We don't really take baths that much. We talk about taking baths and relaxing, but like we actually do it much less often than that. Well, at least it's light later. No, the time change. That helps. At least I missed that moment when the sun's going down, like it did yesterday, where all of a sudden it was reflecting off someone's window across the street, and it was like blinding me and like just searing my eyeballs. And I wasn't even looking at it, and it was searing my eyeballs. So let's see. think I'm too close to this. That's why it's not going well. There's like a helicopter flying overhead. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna extend the floor just to the doorway in case I want to use it there. Okay, so despite this clearly being where the sink is supposed to be, I think I'm going to put the shower over there. Shower bath. I think it's going to be a shower. And I guess the sink here and probably the toilet over there. Or, you know what I think I'm going to do actually is I'm going to make this doorway more narrow. I wonder if I should. Okay, so I think that'll work. God, there's like a ton of helicopters flying overhead. That's really weird. Okay, so I guess I've got enough tile to finish this off. I can always paint it white or whatever if I want, but just in case I want it to be the tile. Okay, so yeah, okay, so I'm going to do a shower. I'm going to put the installation up. Here it is. Okay. Let me see if there's a good shower I like and not just do what I've been doing a lot of recently, which is putting up the like faucet thing and then putting up a glass wall. I don't want to just redo the same thing over and over. Okay, so there's that one. This one, it's okay. I still don't understand this shower, I have to say. Let's see. These are nice. I have to make sure it's the right side though. So I don't quite understand this one either. So, especially because it won't let me rotate it. That's probably the wrong one. Okay, so that was the left side shower. Let's try the right side. I'm not getting any options as far as the color and stuff though. I don't understand. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean that's pretty similar to what I've been doing with the with the just putting a fixture up and putting the glass wall up. So let's go by this. So obviously that's the most expensive. So I don't like these because I don't have any choice as far as the color. There's the rain shower. I haven't used that one in a while. I thought there were more options. And I was wrong. And what's this one? I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's not that exciting, I think. So it's open. Okay, I don't get that. I think I'm supposed to put a glass wall on one side of it. Jean shower without a tray. I don't get it. Jean shower without a tray. I don't get it. I still don't get it. Okay, I'm missing something. I mean, it's just. Oh, I see. So that one is this, except without the thing on the bottom. What do they call the jean shower? Eli corner shower. Well, it's the right corner. Metal, light, glass, teal? No. What's the difference between these? What's the difference between glass and white? I guess let's go with glass. Color of the tray. Okay. That's really big. Okay, let's give it a shot. I don't know if I've ever used this one. Why couldn't I put it against the wall? Wait. See, this is what happens when you use a new one. So it doesn't go all the way. Okay, I don't like that. I'm not sure what the point is. Okay. I just don't understand it. And it didn't seem like it would let me put it all the way over. Okay. So none of these are really gorgeous, I have to say. I'm sorry to be critical. Did I try this one? So this would be a right side shower, right? I think. I don't know. I think that looks like it's the right one, right? Maybe. So there doesn't seem to be anything on the left side. Okay, so let's do light, details, light. Okay. So I guess I should push it as far over as it'll let me. Well, why is there so much? Okay. Okay, it's fine. It just doesn't leave me as much room for the sink as I expected. Okay, I'm going to put the toilet in and see how that works before I decide whether I'm definitely staying with that one. I don't usually change the shower so many times, but I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe I should. See, I can't put the sink over here because of the window. I could put the toilet over here. Right? So now it's not accommodating me. Let's try this again. Maybe if I start it over here. Nope. Okay. Why is it? Okay. That's weird that I had to do that. Okay. So let's go with that. And where are we going to put the towels? Well, the toilet is just where the glass would be anyway. So, well, although you could step out, I'll put the towels there. Okay. I know it's a little different from how I usually do it, but that's fine. Oh, now it's dark outside. Of course it is. Sure, let's use an expensive toilet. I have no idea why it's expensive. Okay. It's a toilet. Okay. I put the towels there and the sink here. I mean, there's enough room because, again, the person's stepping out here. I don't know. I think it's fine. And I could put the toilet. Let's see. I don't know. It just seems to make sense over there. I might be wrong, but for me, it works. So we're going to put the sink here, whichever sink that happens to be. There. Oh, my son must be playing Elden Ring because I can hear him yelling. Okay, so let's see. Sinks. Um, yeah, this is always fun. I do like the wood, like the light mahogany or the teak. I don't know what color wood should I get with this? I mean, I think it could lend itself to a lot of different things. I mean, I could use the gray oak. Yeah, you know what? Although I'd like a little warmth, I think that that probably makes the most sense. Um, and it's a little warmer than just plain white. So, I don't know, maybe that's the wrong color. No, that's fine. It's a very it's kind of a warm um gray. Okay. So we want to put towels. Let's see. So now this type is not really my favorite. Um I don't know. The print might be a little much against that wall, but let's see. Um hmm. Is that's like a little much, but I can use the oh, wrong. I keep getting confused about which is which. Okay. No. um Although that pattern doesn't really seem to go with the um this bathroom. It seems a little that's closer, but I don't know. Um let's see. It's a little much, honestly. I think that I'd rather just do white, which I know is boring, but I think it'll work. So primary color, brown, no. And then we'll go with light. And then we have gray up top. So that's nice. Okay. So we need a bunch of things now. We need a mirror. Um yeah, this is like the bane of my existence, I swear. Oh yeah, I hear him yelling, "No!" That's a sign of playing Elden Ring. So this is gray wood, but I think it's a different color. Yeah. Not that that's impossible, but I kind of would like it to be lighter. And I think it's going to be the same for this. Uh, it's just, nah, that's way too heavy too. This is a fairly modern bathroom. Hey, Zoo, how are you? Um, I'm having mirror problems again. I swear this is like, hmm. It's so hard to find a mirror. I really, uh, I think, I, I think that one goes well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Um, I feel like it needs something bold like that, you know? Yeah, I mean, like I think that one works. We do also have there's like someone sitting outside with their radio blaring of like a commercial or something. I'm going to try the round ones with a light because I may like that better. What is going on? That's really weird. Usually our neighborhood's fairly quiet. Okay, so that isn't. Oh God, please don't tell me that's coming from my son's room. I don't think he doesn't usually do that. Okay, so this is Great Beach. This is exactly the same um, wood as the sink. And I feel like maybe, how big is the large? Okay, so I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to turn it on. I can't get it to center exactly. Okay. There. No, if he were doing that, my husband would be ready to kill him, and he's not. So, okay, so the light, as usual, is a problem. I'm not using this one. Is he blaring something? Okay, so I need some halogen lights in the corners and probably above the shower. Oops. Turn itself off. Okay, so it is coming from his room. I'm gonna kill him. Let's see. So wall lamps. So the most important thing is wall lamps. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't think it was coming through. I can just hear like a dull roar. Um, let's see. It's gray wood, so that's a different wood. Yeah. Okay. It was just a thought. I don't like to use the wood ones very often. It has to be just the right thing. Um. Okay. So some of these are really bright. You know, actually, so maybe these are really bright. I'm going to give it a shot. But okay, is it washing anything out? No. I don't know. And you know what? This room actually, I think I'm just going to use overhead. Does he have a friend over? No. He usually, because he works, then like during the week, he generally doesn't have friends over because he also has to commute about like 45 minutes each way. So he doesn't like I mean, he had friends over the weekend. But he had 3 friends over. I don't even remember what night it was. And yeah. But he's so like me, he's an introvert, so it kind of just wears him out to spend like hours with people. So he was like, I'm so tired. I was like, yeah, I know, right there with you, bud. Um, but but he also was with them in person, which for me is exhausting. Like being like doing this is not as tiring because I don't have to worry about my expressions and you know what I mean. It's just much easier. But I totally understood what he meant. I mean, he was with like 3 friends. He was the host. You know, Yes, of course. Well, I mean, I feel a little arrogant to be saying that I could actually give advice, but of course. Um I'm a mom. We're good at giving advice even if it's not asked for. Sad, but you know. Let's see. I think I'm just going to put down a weight. Hmm. Yeah, that doesn't match, does it? No, that's teal. No. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot, right? Um. Well, he has had mostly in middle school and high school. Um. Okay. So every family's different. That's the thing. So like some families, they would expect that you would offer. No one would expect you to cook dinner, but they would be very happy if you offered to help, and they'd probably say no, but they would be very happy if you offered to help, and unless they're really strange. So, I mean, just bearing in mind there are some people who are a little off, but say, would you like some help preparing dinner? And then after dinner, what I would do a lot of times when I was over at someone's house is I just, instead of saying, would you like me to clear? Because of course they're going to say no, probably. Then I would just get up and at least clear my plate and like my boyfriend's plate, and wow, that's not good. And bring them into the kitchen and try to scrape, scrape the stuff into the trash, and just, I mean, the problem is like you go into someone else's house, you don't know exactly what their routine is. So, um, so you're not going to do everything perfectly, but just the fact that you are trying to do your part is what's really important. Um, so, uh, I think that's really, especially, so like, if, like, I'm just going to say, just use an example of a good friend. Like if you have a good friend and you've been over at their house a million times, then like, you just get up, exactly how they do stuff. You get up and you put your, um, you put your, how they do stuff, and you just do it without really thinking about it. But so the effort is really all that's important. You know what I mean? Um, it, so the main thing is that they don't come away thinking that you expect to be weighted on hand and foot. So I mean, that's kind of like the most important thing, and just that that you realize they're not your servants to put their on this earth to wait on you. So that's really, I mean, you're not like when you don't know them too well and you don't know their house too well and stuff like that, they don't expect you to like you know to do that much. But certainly, like, that's the kind of thing you keep doing, and then you know what I mean. No, I okay, so yeah, I totally understand. Because one thing you're worrying about is you're being judged, not like in a nasty way, but you know you are being judged, and so that's what kind of like freaks you out. Which I totally understand. And that doesn't mean that they're judging you and they're like jerks, and it's just that they're kind of taking your measure, like they're just, learning who you are and stuff. So just the main thing is you don't have to say a lot. Just try to answer questions when they ask, if they're that kind of family, because the thing to remember is like everyone's family is different. And like my family, whenever people came over, they generally sat there with like a dazed look on their face, because my family just would like talk over each other, and just like guests weren't treated like they should be. I mean, it was just it was different. So it's kind of just, but you're always going to be in good shape if you offer to help put dinner together, or say, is there any way I can help you with dinner, or would you like some help, or something like that. And then just without asking, like, take your plate and at least one other person's when they're done, if they're done, and bring it in, and then you can come back and sit at the table and stuff. So it's, I totally understand. And so I, for instance, was never taught table manners, which I know sounds weird, but I wasn't. And so I was kind of oblivious to the fact that I was like being rude in some ways. I wasn't trying. So, so that's just, so what I was just saying, I mean, that's just kind of like the basics, is to offer to help, and, and, and then just take at least your plate and someone else's if they're, if they're done. So that's kind of like, just the basics. But you don't have to talk. I mean, most people, again, like, people are different. So, oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something. So you don't, I mean, like I said, sometimes they're, you may find out that they're really bizarre people. But like I said, you can't go wrong with just being polite and, doing that stuff. I mean, I can't see how anyone could ever take offense to that. And I've never had anyone take offense to, just being asked, can you, is there anything I can help you with in the kitchen? But, like I said, I mean, just the main thing is so they don't think, oh, wow, this person's really, really seems to think everyone else is put on this earth to serve them, although they might not think that. I'm sorry to like be all over the place, but they might not think that at all. But you cover yourself, you're covered by doing those things. So, and then just, it is what it is. Everyone's nervous generally. I think when, they're probably a little nervous, and they may be shy people. You never know. They're just kind of more in the position of authority, so they're in better shape. Or they go into the situation in better shape. So,
you feel as good as I do?
I do not yet have a reaction to the vaccine. Oh my God, stop. My husband's, he never got sick from this thing, so it's ridiculous. Okay, I'm glad. I hope that helped. Yeah, but just, I mean, those are like the basic things to do, and I wouldn't sweat it other than that. Obviously, it sounds like you're going to listen more than you talk, which is always also good advice, but the chances are you're just going to do that anyway. So, yeah, I we I think I was saying in the last stream when we got our boosters and everything, the second one, or the second shot, the second vaccine, and then the booster, I was so sick, and my husband nothing. So he's just like, he's being a wise guy. Um, jeez. Um, I'm just having so much trouble with these lamps. I think that those go well, but they throw almost no light. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, hmm. But don't sweat it again. He's checking up on me. No, he just wanted to like say how he feels great. But the thing is, for one thing, I've had a fever for the last 6 months. We haven't figured out why. Um, but uh, so there's that, and I cannot find a lamp I like. So there's that, and then this thing is probably gonna knock me for a loop. So I just don't. None of these are like I don't like any of these. What does this look like? Have I ever used this? Is that like look kind of cheesy? It throws a good light. I think I'm gonna go with it. And it doesn't look like your typical fluorescence. The lighting is very tough. Um, what am I gonna put in the window? That's the second bane of my existence. I think maybe this just would be blinds. Yeah, I think this would just be blinds, like those silver ones. That would probably look good, I think. Yeah, these are the CLO these. So if I do them in white, they just look shiny and silvery. And then I definitely need a plant here or two. Yeah, it was really embarrassing because I went to a friend's house for dinner and she just said to me afterward, you know, you reached right over me for something. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you're not supposed to do that. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, like I said, my family was pretty rough and tumble. Okay, good. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, you just, be helpful. Chances are that they may say, no, no, don't worry about it. Just you're the guest, just sit here and enjoy yourself. And of course, if you keep going, if you keep hanging out there, eventually they're going to be like, okay, you're not really a guest anymore. So now you can help, which is when you've reached the point that you're all comfortable with each other. But generally, at the beginning, they'll say, oh, that's so nice of you, but thanks, we're all set. So, I mean, that's what we usually hear. Um, Now, our family doesn't really do that because we actually all. So I can't sit at the dining table because I have two herniated discs and it hurts too much to sit in those chairs. I suppose we could always get new chairs, but the thing is, with dining table chairs, they're very the back of them is very straight because you're sitting at the table and you're eating and stuff. You're not just slouching back. So we've barely eaten at the dining table for years, and we just kind of like do our own thing anyway. Yeah, well, that's like uh that's like trial by fire. I mean, a firefighting class with 20 guys. Well, I mean, it's funny cuz guys are generally, you know, I don't think a lot of people realize that girls can be so mean. And my husband did not believe me when I said this, that I was actually more comfortable sometimes with guys because guys just say what they mean, like up front. And even if they're being jerks, and girls, they'll pretend they like you. And then next thing you know, I mean, you're hearing that so and so doesn't like you and has been saying mean stuff about you. And guys are like, really? They just don't understand that happens. And so I mean, it's guys can be intimidating, but it's like sometimes they're just so much easier than girls. I remember when my son, when I think he's having trouble with one, like not his first girlfriend, but one of the first. And I was like, girls are difficult. And he's like, well, what do you mean they're difficult? I'm like, no, they're just, girls can be just really hard to to deal with. And I said it's not necessarily you. And I like, passive aggressive and all that stuff that he was just like, oh, okay. So it's not necessarily me. I'm like, no. He'd ask her like, what's wrong? Is there something I did wrong? No. No, it's fine. There's nothing wrong. And I'd be like, yeah, that's girl code for yeah, something's wrong and I'm just going to make you try to guess what it is. And I mean, when I talk about I was bullied through elementary school and part of middle school. And it was all girls. It wasn't, I don't think, like, their boys really did not bully me. Maybe they weren't, you know, I mean, they might have said something mean once in a while, but they didn't bully me. And the girls were the ones who were just so mean. And I remember finally there was this one girl. It's like I never understood what is the problem. I'm this shy person. I don't try to like break into the popular groups. I just want to like do my own thing. Go off at lunchtime and read or something, and I'm not bothering anyone. And so this one girl, she was like totally popular. She was a cheerleader. And for some reason, she felt it was very entertaining to be mean to me. And then finally, so of course, her locker was like right next to mine. And this was in middle school, probably like, it might have been seventh grade. I'm not sure. I think it was probably like eighth grade. But, and so she was at her locker and she said something nasty. And a friend was with her and was like, why don't you just leave her alone? And so this girl, her name was Jennifer, was like, she wasn't expecting a friend of hers to say anything like that. And but she did leave me alone after that. I think she realized that it wasn't a real good look for her to be picking on this person who was doing nothing. I mean, it wasn't even like, kids sometimes get picked on because they're trying to like hang out with the popular kids or something like that. I wasn't. I was just like, you know, go to class. You know, uh, I did have friends that I'd hang out with at lunch, but a lot of times, I just was doing my own thing, and so it was just like, why are you? What? How much fun can this be to pick on someone who is just like doing their own thing? So yeah, luckily, I think by like ninth grade, oh, none of these match. That's kind of a bummer. This is okay. By ninth grade, I think it was just for whatever reason, I wasn't really getting picked on anymore. And, things got better in high school. It didn't hurt um, that why is this like so washed out? That I got rid of my glasses, got rid of my braces. Guys started asking me out, so, and I did have a group of friends then. So, I mean, all the superficial stuff. So, I did actually end up like 10th grade, things started getting better. And, or ninth grade, things started getting better. But then we went to high school in 10th grade. And so it was, I mean, everything was fine from then on. I should ignore people who are being jerks. And, like I said, I had no interest in, we actually lived in a harsh town, I have to say. It was a really rich town. We weren't rich, but my parents wanted to move there because first of all, they both worked in Manhattan and it was close to that. But also because, they felt that it was almost like giving us I mean, the school system was so good that it was almost like giving us a private school education. So, but the town, they were really rich. People actually rode horses in the town. I mean, like there were like all these stables and places for people to ride, which kind of blew my mind. But sports were a huge thing. And which because it was a very preppy town and preppy stuff and sports, go hand in hand. So, so it was, yeah, it was kind of, eh, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't. I wouldn't. I would not raise my child there. Let's just put it that way. And we didn't. We live in like a middle class to upper middle class suburb. So I did learn that while money is certainly nice, it's certainly nice to have enough to pay your bills, plan for your retirement, take a vacation once in a while, stuff like that. It doesn't make people happy because I saw so many people with money, like tons of money, who especially were like major drinkers, heavy duty drinkers. And you figure they're probably not drinking because they're happy. They're probably drinking so much because they're not happy. So it was clear that money, to me, that money just didn't, it definitely did not solve everything. So that's what I pretty much, I like the clear ones. That did, you know, make an impression. So, but yeah, you won't believe what the kind of stuff these kids had. And then one time, so it was like spring break or like early spring break, like February or something. So everyone was like, it was the last day, and so everyone was talking, and for some reason, one of these kids started talking to me in the cafeteria. I was like, okay, where are you going skiing? And I was like, huh? Why would anyone assume that I skied? I have not the foggiest idea why anyone would assume that I skied. It was so strange. I was like, yeah, no, I don't ski. And I'm working. I think I probably was just like picking up extra shifts then. So, but I don't know. It was the weirdest place. But I understand what my parents were doing, and I understand why they wanted us to live there. But it was, I have nowhere for a plant. It was, I don't know. It was, I don't know. In a lot of ways, it was not a healthy place to grow up, to be honest. Um, okay. This is what we're going to do. Oh, wait a minute. So yeah, I mean, yeah, my son was bullied. So I was like, yeah, I totally understood what he was going through. My husband was never bullied. So you know, I mean, he tried to like, you know, sympathize and empathize and everything, but he had nothing to like go on. So it wasn't his fault. I mean, obviously, but yeah. I mean, I was like, yeah, no, I know how you feel. Um, and my son got severely depressed because of it, because also the teachers were all picking on him because of his ADHD, and were like completely unsympathetic, which just was, the older ones. I don't know if I talked about this yesterday. The older ones generally were fine. The younger ones seemed to think that he was deliberately like talking in class without raising his hand, and stuff like that. And the older ones were like, yeah, no, we've seen this before. And they more often than not would treat him with respect, and discipline him, but but do it in a respectful way, not make fun of him, not like call him out in front of the entire class. This stuff that the younger students often did. Sucked. Ooh, yeah, that would be nice. I have to admit, I like being in a suburb, but I sometimes I would like to be um sometimes well, we live somewhere where honestly on campus, when I was still on campus, I could go and within 10 minutes I would be walking in a redwood grove. So, yeah, I mean it's this is a great place to live. And but yeah, you can't just walk out of our house and be somewhere that's in a forest, but I really like being in the woods, though I probably would get lost in them most of the time, but but that's nice. I'm not going to be able to fit this in here. Okay. I was hoping, but no. I feel like we do need a plant somewhere. I have no idea where to put it. Where do I put it? You know what's getting in the way is these do match perfectly, but you know what? They don't cast any light, and then I can't put plants up. So they're gone. Um, yeah, I love plants, and but because I live in California, we have to uh I a few years ago I had plants that I had to water all the time. And so what I did though is I painfully let them all die and just got succulents, which barely ever need to be watered. So it just didn't feel right to be constantly pouring water into the plants. It was so scarce. So yeah, California. It's great in some ways, but not in others. Okay. So that's I don't know. The light issue as usual is kind of annoying. It's hard to get exactly the right amount of light and not too much, and put the lights up that don't, oh great, that don't wash things out. So I don't know. It's hard to get it exactly right there. I think that's the best. Is it washing? Sometimes it washes out the rug. Yeah, that washes out the rug. Shoot. You go there. Eh. Why is that still washed out? I don't understand. Okay, well, I guess we have enough light. Yeah, I don't know. The, the shower usually needs more. Thank you for what? I I must have lost track. Sorry. I talk so much. I'm sorry. I really do. And uh but the way I also look at it is talking about my painful past probably helps someone who's going through the same thing, because maybe they don't feel like they're, why did I do, okay. We're gonna change the hall. What? Why did I? No. I don't know why I don't like that all of a sudden. Um, for the advice, well, I hope it helps. And the other thing is, like I said, and I know this actually in some ways may not be helpful, but remember, there are some, like, okay, so to me, my family was normal, and then I like when I spent more time at other people's houses, I realized that um my family was like, it wasn't normal for like the way we had conversations in at the table. Like everyone would just talk over everyone else and interrupt everyone else. And so like so just bear in mind that it may be something that's new to your experience. Oh, sure. Um so so just bear that in mind. I mean, you know, I mean, but chances are if it like if your boyfriend were ashamed of his family, then chances are you wouldn't have been invited over. Do you know what I mean? So they're probably not completely crazy. Um, but I always, it's just like after all these years, I have run into like just so many different family situations that, um, you know, it's, sometimes you walk into a situation, and you're like, oh, okay, this is different. Um, but yeah, my age, I have run into, now I'm gonna have to do this bedroom blue. You realize that? Because I'm like leading into, yeah, I think even though it might look a little weird, I like this color. It's soothing. Um, yeah. So I don't know. So honestly, like at my age, I've gotten to the point where it takes a lot to phase me because I've seen a lot. I'm 59 and I've been married twice. I've lived in a bunch of different places. So it's just at this point it takes a lot to throw me. So, but if you rock into situations and you're like, oh my god, what, these people are nothing like, you know, it's just a situation you're not used to. It's the best thing to do is probably what you do naturally and just sit there and listen and get the lay of the land, and then you know just um people most people don't have any problem with that. So, but sometimes it's definitely safer to do that. But as you said, since you are, you know, uh, tend to be less loquacious, then by not talking, you're not like, so my son and I were just talking about social anxiety the other day because both of us have it, and but in person, like for me it's in person, uh and him too. So like he streams and he's totally fine, same thing as me, he's totally fine streaming. But like you put us in, like a social situation in person and we're both just, really uncomfortable. If we Unless we know every single person there. Do you know what I mean? That's what some I think that's what Mr. Evil said yesterday. But I think it's from like not from stopping smoking. I stopped smoking when my husband asked me, and I never was a heavy smoker. So I stopped smoking in 99 when I met him. So that might be part of it. People in my generation, a lot of people smoke. So that's part of the problem. But I just always did it because I finally realized when I got diagnosed with ADD why I smoked, because it gave me something to do with my hands. And otherwise, it like just like being at a party or waiting for the subway or something like that, it was really hard for me to just, because remember, this was before cell phones. So you had nothing. Like there was, I mean, you could read or something, but other than that, um, you know, I mean, obviously, when I went to a bar or something, I couldn't sit there and read. So I think the smoking gave me something to do with my hands, so that calmed me down a little, and made me a little, oops, my computer's not happy, made me a little less stressed out. So, yeah. Why is it? Yeah, it's not. Oh, you know what the problem is? It's getting to the point where there actually are quite a few items in this house. And that's, I think, what the problem is. So the only thing I have left to do on the inside is the bedroom. So, yeah. So, but when it gets to this point, when it starts really to drag, then it's time for me to. I was thinking of working on the outside of the house, at least replacing some of the. It's really weird. It has like these raised beds and a lot of concrete. So I wanted to change that. And okay, I think that's good. It's like there. Um, I don't know. Then I'm mixing like traditional and modern. I guess I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm definitely at my time. I'm done with the bathroom. So I think what I'm going to do is take another break. And since I don't have to work tomorrow, I think I'm going to do like a Power Wash Simulator stream, which is, I realize is not, it's not riveting. So I will absolutely not be offended if you do something else. It's just, for me, it's very relaxing. And so I enjoy it. And wow, that's great. Oh, I was doing that for the thumbnail. That's right. Okay. Anyway, so it's been nice talking to you. I do hope it definitely was helpful. And yes, so I am not in my 20s, so I have decades and decades and decades of painful experience that I can share with you for almost any situation you're going to find yourself in. Yeah, especially the first couple decades were painful. So yeah. So I mean, I also suffered from undiagnosed depression until I was 27, from like probably age 7 to age 27. So that obviously, oh yeah, this is starting to slow things down. So that was obviously had a big impact on, like, everyone used to tell me I was so negative, and yeah, that was fun. So yeah, but so I'm always happy to help. Um, I'm not promising that my advice is like perfect, but it's always good to have advice, preferably for more than one person, because you get, I mean, different viewpoints are so important. So if you have a chance, it's like never just get advice from one person, because people have different experiences and different life experiences and different ways of looking at things. And so, so it's definitely valuable if you can. Wow. Okay, so these are washed out, and then there's no light on them, just the sun. Anyway, so I'm gonna oh, you do? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, my son and I both do. So and I'm honestly thankful for it, because I remember what it was like before that. So yeah. It's tough. And I think a lot of people, because of the pandemic, are who never had either depression or anxiety, are starting to experience it, because this has been obviously a tough time. I mean, even for people like me who didn't have like a financial impact or anything. Humans don't deal well with uncertainty, and that's pretty much all we've been living with the last couple of years. So it's tough. And so that's why I frequently encourage people to get help if they feel like just they're not themselves anymore. So sometimes it's hard for people to recognize that they have depression, because they just don't know enough about it. So, but anyway, thank you once again for joining me. It was such a pleasure. It really was. And so I definitely want to hear how things went. So absolutely pop back in, if not before then after then, so I can hear how things went. So I'm sure they'll go fine, and they will think you are the most lovely person in the world. So so thank you for stopping by, and obviously also thanks for whoever is watching the VOD. And I hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourselves. And I will see you soon. Bye. Have a good night if I don't see you. If I will have no problem if you don't come by the next stream. Trust me.